This full endoscopic translaminar decompression or discectomy for multifocal spinal pathologies with over-the-top contralateral approach, a case series. Lumbar spinal stenosis is a common degenerative problem in the lumbar spine involving individuals of middle and elderly age. Multiple locations of compressions at same level are present. First is paramedian due to hypertrophic ligamentum flavum, disc protrusion and lateral viscous stenosis. Second, foraminal due to foraminal disc protrusion, syndesmophytes and stenosis. Third, extraforaminal due to extraforaminal disc herniation and stenosis. Hurdles faced with the conventional techniques, open and MIS techniques rely on facetectomy to access the pathologies in the spinal canal, foramen and extraforaminal region, which leads to instability and eventually ends up with instrumentation and fusion. Current endoscopic and endoscopic assisted techniques require two separate approaches for lateral recess, foraminal and extraforaminal pathology. This case series aims to highlight the feasibility of full endoscopic translaminar over-the-top contralateral approach to deal with lateral recess, foraminal and extraforaminal pathologies at the same time, at the same level with respect to the operating techniques, benefits and complications. In the present study, 5 consecutive patients with a unilateral lateral recess or foraminal stenosis who underwent percutaneous interlaminar over-the-top contralateral decompression and discectomy were retrospectively evaluated in our department at Seshot, Miraj, India between 2018 to 2023. Inclusion criteria: unilateral lateral recess or foraminal stenosis based on physical examination, clinical symptoms and imaging studies. Symptoms with no relief after at least 3 months of conservative treatment. Exclusion criteria: grade 1 or more spondylolisthesis, concomitant conditions affecting the lumbar spine, fractures, tuberculosis and tumors. NRS and ODI scores evaluated at pre-op 6 weeks, 3 months and 6 months. Among all 5 patients, the mean NRS scoring at pre-op was 8.6. Post-operative NRS was 1 at the end of 6 months of follow-up. All 5 patients, the mean ODI score at pre-op was 71%. Post-operative ODI was 13.71% at 6 months, showing significant improvement at the end of follow-up. In all 5 patients, there was no incidence of DRG injury, dysesthesia, neuropraxia, motor dysfunction and post-operative instability. Case representation: in case 1, 2 and 3, left lateral recess and foraminal stenosis and extraforaminal herniation is there. We approached from the right side, keeping the ipsilateral facet and the flavum intact. These are the intra and the post-op images where the disc was retrieved. In case 4 and 5, right lateral recess stenosis with foraminal extraforaminal herniation was there. So we approached from the left side, keeping the ipsilateral facet and the flavum intact. These are the intra-op images where the disc was retrieved. Surgical steps: trimming of the spinal laminar junction and the base of the spinous process, and sublaminar trimming of the contralateral SAP, and contralateral lateral recess and foramen is explored. This approach for intraforaminal pathology is reported with successful results useful in upper lumbar levels to avoid excessive resection of the facet. The surgical outcome of this technique has been proven to be favorable. Multifocal pathologies can be addressed with a single axis with better visualization. Instrument is not directed towards the nerve root and dural sac during entry. It is parallel to the nerve root, reducing the injury. Easy to navigate the collapsed neural foramen with ventral foraminal space while examining the exiting nerve root. Removes protruded disc, also the hypertrophic ligamentum flavum, osteophyte, leaving no remnant fragments behind. No facet resection or less than 30% of the facet resection. Can be performed with minimal invasion as ipsilateral facet and the flavum is kept intact. Avoids over drilling of pars intra-articularis as seen with the ipsilateral axis. Avoids facetectomy and hence eventually fusion. No chances of dysesthesia as does not require any retraction. Limited resection of the SAP. Contralateral limited resection is done compared to complete removal with other techniques. It's a unicentric study, small number of cases performed by only one surgeon. Thank you.